So, the website, right? The library system on the website, which we are recording for the first time, and because we didn't scrap the recording last time, I'm going to be showing it from the perspective of someone who has qualifications, whereas Remco is going to be showing it from the perspective of someone who's an author. And so, as
Yes,
such,
so
first, what you need to do is you need to go to the website.
yeah, so I've written a paper, and I am going to I want to upload it now to the
Yeah.
Make It website.
So,
So first of all, let's go find that paper. Well, it's not this one. I am obviously the researcher here. It's not that one either. Nope. Nope. You are very important, but also no. Ah, there we go.
right, yes. So,
A proper scientist watching a proper science stream.
once again, don't know who you're doing this ad for. Everyone watching this video better know who I am. Otherwise, and if someone is watching this video who doesn't know who I am, hi, you're probably very confused. I don't have a solution to that. So yeah, you need to go to the. You have your paper.
Yeah, this is the paper I want to upload.
Yes.
This is a very good paper. Go read it.
Exactly. And so now, if you go to the website, then the library. Now,
The website, the library.
and
Up
there
here?
will be a button for addition, but I haven't added that button yet. And for now, you need to type in the link library/add, because I will add a button, it's not there yet. Now, very important, the only people who will have access to adding new resources are people with qualifications. Right now, Remco has a bachelor's level qualifications in quantum mechanics and classical mechanics, which is why he has access to adding new resources. If you try it yourself, that's because you don't have qualifications, and if you have qualifications in real life, you can just ask us, contact us, etc. to get them. They are given manually for now. So now, right here, you have this resource other, which just says editor because we're reusing templates. And in there, you need to add the name of the paper. So,
Angular momentum is going to be the name of my paper.
okay. Then additional notes. Additional notes are meant to, not strictly necessary, but they're meant to give a bit of degree of freedom. Everything that works in the verifications and library system has an additional notes field associated with it, just in case. Yeah.
Well, I can't type.
Don't worry, we're gonna cut that. Yeah, I'm gonna speed it up so it's gonna look as if you typed it real fast. Wow, Remco, you
Yeah.
typed it in so fast!
I removed this complete, so I will put it back.
There we go.
There we go.
Now,
It's complete.
yeah, beautiful. Now, type of file is either PDF or image for now. In the future, there's gonna be more types. And this one I don't need to explain. If you're uploading a PDF, it's a PDF, it's an image, no image. Then fields. Fields, obviously physics, and subfields. If you are trying to create a resource on a field or a subfield that doesn't exist on the website yet, once again, contact me through Discord or whatever, because they are added in manually. So far, I've only added those in, so you can select classical mechanics and quantum mechanics, I suppose, right?
I have classical mechanics, and somewhere down the line, I also go to quantum.
This is actually going to be the first resource with multiple subfields, so they might look a bit off.
Let's see if it
Let's
works.
see what it looks like. Then topics. Topics just function to specify it even more, because obviously there are a lot of things that exist in science but aren't fields of science. So, quantum harmonic oscillator is a topic in subfield of quantum mechanics, in field of physics. That kind of thing. Beautiful. Should it be public? Yes. And lastly, agreeing to the academic free license 3.0. If you want, you can click on it, you can read it, I would suggest you do, but specific reason why I used a popular license is because a lot of people are familiar with it, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Academic free license basically means that you're uploading it, and the resource is meant to be free, it's meant to be copyright free, it's meant to be accessible, etc., etc. So this is kind of
please always read the terms and conditions and the verification license.
Yeah, which Remco promptly ignored. You need to select you agree, otherwise it won't upload. And now if you do save, great, resource has been created. You go to library, and Remco right now can see his own resource. Once again, it only did classical mechanics, no idea why. For some reason which actually brings us to a very useful thing. If you go to edit and 5 in the link, if mistakes happen, you need to do /edit.
That was meant to be there.
There we go. Now you can add quantum mechanics. and you can save, and hopefully we won't get a 500. We didn't, so now we go to library. They're both there. It works.
Hey.
Yeah, so nothing is set in stone. Beautiful. And from Remco's perspective, you can see the resource there. From my perspective, however, I can't. The reason why I can't is because Remco added the resource, but hasn't added any files to it yet. So now what Remco has to do is click on the Angular Momentum, and there we go. You can see the resource adder, to which you can add your Angular Momentum paper, name of the paper. Additional notes here is meant to function on a per paper basis, so each paper has its own notes. This is just to let people know, for example, when you later expand the paper or when you correct it, it's to let know what expansions were made, what corrections were made, you know, just once again, a bit of degree of freedom. Now, I agree is there because once again, I'm reusing a template, so it has to be clicked, but inherently, I don't know if I'm gonna do a thing where you'll need to select that you agree to the same license over and over because once was enough, but sure, then you save. And then there we are. The paper has been uploaded. It has been uploaded and it can be expanded upon or corrected. If you scroll lower down on the entire page, then you will see the same form, and that form can be reused again. And it works in the exact same way. It is literally the same form. The difference being that you can expand the paper if you add something new, for example, or there is also a button there for corrections. And the difference being that obviously if you add new content to the paper, it's expansion. If you correct a mistake, it's a correction. I've added that boolean there in order to differentiate between the two because they're going to be treated differently in the future. But for now, on my screen, if I refresh, now I can see Remco's Angular Momentum paper, and now I can click on it, and I am not the author of this. I'm not, which is why if I scroll lower down, I won't be able to add new files, but what I will be able to do is I will be able to verify it. I have qualifications of 4 on the website, which is below bachelor's because I don't have bachelor's, but I can verify it by saying, was there when it was written? It's pretty baller. Okay. Now we select the paper, quantum mechanics as our subfield to pick from, submit, and there we go. You can see quantum mechanics is there. If I, for some reason my browser really struggled with loading it right now, but there, you can't see it fully, but if we go back to the library, you can see it says the description of the verification and also who verified it and using what qualification. This forerider is really difficult to read, but don't worry about that because Allmatter is working on nicer icons to look at, which will be a lot more readable, a lot better, but it does say who verified and using what qualification, which is important.
All right, and now I have made a small correction to my paper, so I am going to upload this correction. I'm going to change the additional notes. The display name can stay the same. Once again, I agree to nothing, and it is also a correction this time. Allow me to save this. Then now, a second version has been uploaded.
Yes, and by default, the top one is the newest, the best, and a very important thing to note, I corrected the first version of the paper, not the second one. So to make sure that no one's word is kind of taken for a spin here, so to make sure that no one corrects anything they don't want to correct, no one verifies something they don't want to verify, it is associated with each document. So I haven't read the new and corrected version of the paper, so I don't know if I want to verify it, which is why by default it's not there, and if we go back to the library, see the verification disappeared, because it only shows the verification of the most recent one. And that's the system. That's it. That's the pitch. That's the idea. If you want access to this system, to these qualifications, there is no official way to do it yet. Once the official way exists, I will upload it. But for now, that's it. You need to contact me on Discord.
Yeah, there's one more thing though. There's also a counter on how many views you get. So
Yes.
Feel free to just refresh my paper as many times as you want, so that I can find some.
Yeah, as we all know,
Thank
number
you.
has to go up. The higher the number, the more respect you have. Yeah, that's.
Consider it an idle clicker game.
No, but seriously, the number. If you want to go for a high number, I would say verifications. That's number to go pick. I'm gonna try to get people involved into it with hopefully a whole wide range of scientific degrees and fields. So there's gonna be a lot to optimize. Let me tell you.